What's up, guys? Today we're gonna do a full bike check on Brady's new bike. We did the kind of 30-second bike checks with everybody's bikes in the shop, but we keep getting asked more and more detailed questions, so we just thought we're gonna do a full detailed review of the root beer float, as he called it. We're still looking for a better name, so if you think of one, put it in the comment below. I'm kind of liking the Bloob. Anyway, so I'm gonna give like a full detailed breakdown of his bike. Let's get started. As you'll notice, the main point of his bike is definitely the Root Beer Float 36 up front. That's 160 travel. It's the Heritage Editions. I'm speaking for Brady because I picked out his parts, but I'll tell you why he wanted these type of parts. Heritage looks really good with the bronze, so we were kind of going with the bronze. A little bit of gold, orange, kind of turquoise black color scheme. So definitely a lot of colors to pull together in the end, but I think it turned out pretty well. But we definitely wanted to go with the 36 because he still wants this to be just like an all-around do-it trail bike. It is the lunch ride version, so 160 up front. He didn't go with the 38 like he had on his previous bike because he's wanting, like I said, this bike to be anywhere, anything. The 38 can get a little bit stiff. The Heritage Edition just looks sweet. It's got the black Grip 2 dampener and the chamber for air. It looks really good. It's definitely a rare sought after fork, so it's pretty cool that we can get our hands on one. Going on to some of the next key points, it does have the Industry 9 grade 300 wheels with the Hydra hubs. We're all super big fans of Industry 9. He went with those because the grades are definitely their downhill, so we did want to beef up something, and he's had a tendency to breaking spokes frequently, so we wanted, you know, some beefy rims that can handle the abuse, but also aren't like super heavy. Grades aren't that heavy, but very strong. And then the Hydras, of course, have the 690 poles and the 3 degrees of engagement, so that is a bike that is ready to go right out of the gate. It's got some orange spokes in there with the muck-off valve stem. Wrapped around those are the Michelin Wild Enduros. We definitely wanted to get a lot more time with the Enduros in, so Brady decided to take those on as his full-time tire. He's compared them pretty much to the combo of the DHF and more of an aggressor style in the rear. So if you will notice, you'll look at the tires, they have a different tread pattern for a front and for a rear. The actual grip compound is really, really nice. So that's something he is definitely happy with. For his drivetrain, he went with the XX1 copper cassette. As you can see, it pulled in really well. It goes right in with the bronze. It's not exactly the same color, but it goes in pretty well. For the derailleur, he went with a GX. Being a mechanic, that was kind of like his price to weight to reliability. The GX is his favorite. And then he went with, of course, the black XX1 chain. Got to get that black chain in. For the shifter, he actually went with an XO1. Again, he's a mechanic. He knows what he likes. He knows what he wants. He really likes the XO1, you know, weight saving, which it's not that much, but the reliability of the shifting is really good in the XO. Cranks, we went with the Trivative Descendant carbon cranks, 150 mil. He's got a 32 tooth on there, so that's, you know, just pretty standard. He likes the stiffness of the carbon cranks. He's got the Burge-Tech stem in a 35 millimeter length with a 35 millimeter diameter, of course. And the bronze, again, pulls it in really well. Then he's got the 1-Up carbon bars. If you haven't really done any research on the 1-Up carbon bars, they kind of like mixed a 35 diameter with a 31.8. He's got them at the 800 width, and they're the 35 millimeter rise. And then he slapped some death grips on there, of course. That's a really nice cockpit setup. It's good for descending, but also the bike's still pretty pedally, so he's fine with all that. For stopping, they're the Hope E4s, so the enduro style. They're not the V4s, which are crazy downhill brakes that you'll find on like Bo's bike, but these are really good, reliable brakes. He really likes the stopping power of them, and they have a little bit of modulation, he claims, but I'm not so sure. Got them in the orange to kind of tie in some more orange. The rotors he went with are the E4 203 rotors, front and rear. He's got some big stopping power in his brakes. Make sure they don't overheat because we go in some places where he lays on the brake. It is the lunch ride version, so we did have the rear shock, the DPX2, taken out to 135, just a little bit more travel. It's, you know, not quite the SB150, still a trail bike, but this is definitely a great pedal platform for a lot of stuff around Missouri, and he's pretty comfortable with taking it around outside of Missouri, like to Windrock or to any Chattanooga, all those stuff. It's a pretty dialed bike right now. He's got a 200 mil dropper, Fox transfer with the Kashima, had to draw it all in. And then just some, you know, other little odds and ends like the Deity T-Mac pedals, which are super cool, super awesome. Definitely a very interesting pedal. The Chromag Trailmaster limited edition seat in the kind of leather. Why Brady went with the SB130, like I said in the beginning of the video, he was looking for more like an all-around trail bike, something that he's not afraid to take down some really steep mountains, but he also feels like he can pedal it. So that was kind of his, dream do-it-all bike. The Switch Infinity takes a bike that would be big travel, hard to pedal around, on a flat surface, and really makes the bike feel alive and really poppy under feet, and that's one of the reasons we love Yeti so much. Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We will probably do a build breakdown on Bo's bike. That's definitely an interesting bike that people ask about a lot. Thanks for listening, guys. Please leave a like, comment what you think Brady should name his bike, because Root Beer Float is, it's not the winner. It's not the winner.